Hey guys, I'm going to tell you about the best settings I found for Warzone for me and my setup. It could work for you, it could not. Everybody has different setups, but we're going to go over the NVIDIA graphics settings. If you guys want a video about the settings I run in Warzone and what I use for my quality display and view, you can comment down below and I'll create a video about that as well. But today we're going to go over NVIDIA graphics card and some other settings that I think will help you extremely in your game or with your FPS. This has helped me extremely. Game changer for me, actually. So we're going to jump into it, and yeah, so here we go. So like I said, guys, we're going to go into the NVIDIA settings. I have a 3080 graphics card with the i9 12th generation, and I run on a 1080p monitor. So these settings aren't going to be for everybody, but if you run that particular setup, these should work just fine for you. And let me remind you, I still get lower frames per second because I stream and game on the same PC, but I'm still pulling 140, 150 frames per second while streaming and gaming from the same PC. So if you have a dual PC and you're having FPS problems and you change this and you have the 3080 and the i9 12th gen, this probably you're probably going to be getting close to 200, if that. But we to jump right in it, we're going to go to manage 3D settings. We're going to go over to program settings, because I do not touch my global settings because I use this PC for multiple things. I run so much stuff on it, I don't want to change it for everything. So I straight come into the program settings and I hit the down taskbar. If you've played Warzone, it should be right in here if you open the app recently. If not, then go to add, type it in, find it, you know what I mean? It's going to be under Call of Duty HQ, or it's going to be under Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, and then you can change those settings. We literally only changed 3 settings, guys. 3 settings. We turn gamma correction off. Warzone already has gamma correction in the game. It takes care of it for you. So there's just no point in having it. And then we turn texture filtering optimization off. Don't need it. Has its own texture filter and does its own thing. Threaded optimization off. Don't need it. Just more things running in the background, guys. So, and it could be conflicting your game. We don't need those. That is all I do in my NVIDIA graphics card settings. And I have done extensive research. I have tested everything. I have watched videos and did exactly what other videos told me to do just to try to get rid of this problem. And that is why I'm saying is you may watch as many videos as you want. Those settings may not work for you guys. But I found settings that work for me. I did extensive research. I've called NVIDIA. I've done everything, guys. And this is what works for the 3080 i9 12th gen on a 1080p. If you have 1040p, it'll work too. But this is just for me. You probably get more frames per second with the 1040p. I don't know. But the next thing we want to do to set us up for the next step for our settings here is we want to go to system information in the bottom left hand corner. Guys, I run an Asus, so it's pretty, so it's pretty easy for me to do this. But resizable bar, it will say yes if it is on. That is great if it is on. If it is not on, it'll say something like unused or available or enable or something saying that you have resizable bar. If resizable bar here and it says no, then you probably don't have it, but go in your BIOS and check for sure, just to make sure. But we want to make sure that we have resizable bar right here for this next step. So we're going to go ahead and exit out of this now. And also you want to go into the little Windows page right here and type in system information. And go into BIOS mode. If you have an Asus like I do motherboard, then you want to make sure you have UEFI Just it's a safe boot type of mode when you go into your BIOS. I'm pretty sure they're on other motherboards as well. So make sure that you have the UEFI for the safe boot and stuff if you go into your BIOS, just so you don't mess anything up. But make sure that's there, because once with my Asus, once I enabled the R bar, the resizable bar, it disables consumer boot or something like that. So if I didn't have UEFI, then I would have to reboot it from like a flash drive or something, and you don't want to do that, guys. So once you have, see if you have UEFI and you have R bar, the option for R bar, we're gonna exit out of here. I downloaded this NVIDIA profile. It's a third-party profile. It is safe, legit, perfectly capable of doing what we need to do here. You're not going to get any type of malware or anything. It's certified. Like, tons of people use it. I did extensive research because one time I downloaded a benchmark program that just, it fried my whole computer, guys. It was insane. And I got it off of a YouTube video. But NVIDIA Profile Inspector, tested, proven safe, perfectly reliable program, guys. And then you'll just go to the latest version and download the zip file to it. So, but what we want to do here is we want to come to this here again. Like I said, we're not changing any global settings. We're game specific. And you can do this for any game. Every game you play, you can change the graphics for it. You can change the settings in NVIDIA for it. And they will only apply to that game as long as you have that game selected. So we're going to type in call, right? Because we're doing Call of Duty. And then we're going to find Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. We're going to select it, guys. Once that is selected, you're going to go to the right here. It's going to be the second icon from the end, this magnifying glass. You guys want to click on it or not, but you want to make sure that it has a blue box around it so that you know that you are only selecting these settings for Call of Duty. So we're going to scroll down, guys. So G-Sync in 2 is going to be sync and refresh, column 2. G-Sync application mode, we're going to turn off. G-Sync application request state, we're going to force off. G-Sync application state, we're going to force off. Global feature, we're going to turn off. And global mode, we're going to turn off. But Cheetos, we don't use G-Sync in Warzone. Well, I know that. But sometimes these G-Sync has programs that just run in the background for no reason. So you got to turn it off. It's just more stuff your graphics card's doing, you know what I mean? It might not make a significant difference at all, but it does. Okay. And then you're gonna be like, why is gamma correction off? Why is optimization off? And why is threaded optimization off? Because this program is intertwined with your NVIDIA graphics card settings that we went to before. This just gives you a sizable and very, very absolute cornucopious amount of options to change in this application. But what we're going to do, what we're focusing on now, is we're going to come to column 5 here, and we're going to find R-bar features. We're going to enable R-bar features, and then you're going to go down to R-bar options. You're going to click on it, and you're going to hit the down tab right here, and you're going to pick the option with the most amount of games. There's literally 2 options. One little option and one great long, just tons of games there. So you're going to pick the one with tons of games, guys. Then you're going to go to size R-bar size limit. You're going to do the same thing. You hit the click down unit and click the one with all the games, guys. Can't stress that enough. All the games. So once you do that and change those settings there, you're going to go here and hit apply all changes. And once you do that, you should be good to go. With the NVIDIA settings, right? So remember, in the NVIDIA settings, if you change where we were before, you can restore all this back to default with one click of a button, guys. Even in here, if you apply changes, you can go back over here and refresh current profile, restore profile to NVIDIA default. So whatever you do in here, if you're not liking it, you can just come back in and restore the restore it back to where it was. So after you change these R bar options to enabled, and you select to correct the correct settings you want there and enable them. When you go into your BIOS, guys, make sure you know what you're doing. If you do not know what you're doing, watch a video. I am not a BIOS expert at any means. I run an ASUS, so when I go into my BIOS, it's literally right on top. So I'm pretty sure anybody that runs the ASUS Prime Z690 series, your R bar's right there. It's gonna say on or off. You turn it on. But if you're not sure, if you run a different motherboard and the BIOS are different, and you know, don't confuse yourself. Don't be clicking a bunch of stuff. Go do some research and learn how to turn that R bar on for that option, guys. And like I said, these guys, any settings that you change right there, you can just hit restore and it takes you right back if you don't like them. So hopefully this video helps you out. Comment down below if it helps you out. And yeah, if you learned something or if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We'll see you guys next time.